before I move on to Taoism, I'd like to wrap up this spread of Buddhism and its syncretism religions. And the last one I guess we should talk about is California. We have so many Buddhist monasteries and retreats and temples here in the Golden State. And it makes sense, right? We're on the Pacific Rim. We're not thinking back towards the old world like on the East Coast. We think about, what's going on in Japan, what's happening in China, what's happening in Southeast Asia. And so this is kind of where our view and direction. And because of our geographic location, it's understandable how we would have so much more Asian influx. And especially in the 70s after the Vietnam War, a lot of South Vietnamese or Southeast Asian, Cambodian, Laotian, Vietnamese refugees came into California, and with them they brought their traditions. Before that, after World War II, we were exposed to Zen Buddhism coming out of Japan. And so we have both Mahayana and Theravada traditions here, as well as there's a lot of Tibetan sympathetic temples and dharma halls in the state. Anyways, when Buddhism came to California, California already is a place where you have that pioneering spirit, very progressive, and people who had felt disenfranchised or, deceived by the traditions of the West or Christianity often found what they were looking for, or at least hoped to be looking for, in Buddhism. And so a lot of Buddhists in California, the ones that weren't transplants from Southeast Asia, came to Buddhism through conversion. In other words, it's not an inherited faith or belief system to them. It's fresh, it's vibrant, it's new. And so we get some very eclectic looking Buddhist activities. I mean, used to call it the New Age movement here in California, but I don't even hear people using that term anymore. And I think it's because it's just so much a part of the California eclectic mentality, the fusion mentality we have, that it's not a New Age movement in California, it's just a state of mind we have in California. And I think that affects Christians, atheists, Buddhists as well. And just think about how different California Christianity is from Christianity in the Deep South or in maybe the New England states. And Buddhism is going to be the same way. The Buddhism in California is going to look very different than it looked in Japan or China, let alone in India. Any questions or comments about that?